Hey, I can just sit here for a minute while we're figuring out what's going on. Let's see here. Well, I got one. I think that's me. All right, easier moderation, it says. I got it. Hey, Rowan. Hey. Yeah, I'm going to try to fly this thing solo today. We may move stuff around. Stevie, hey, man. All right, Dimitri. See who else? Slowly. We're gaining ground. We got 28 people already. That's pretty good. Well, y'all on the ball. Everybody's sitting at home going, what the heck are we supposed to do today? That's kind of what I was thinking. Hey, Andrew. Hey, over in Scotland. Yeah, where's everybody from so far? Whoa, what we got? 33 now. So, yeah, Nate, we're supposed to pick. You're darn right. We're supposed to be picking. Slovenia, hey, wow. Steve bought a banjo last week. Well, it was a good time to start, man. Yeah, it's a good time for you because I'm just going to kind of walk through, you know, what I'm thinking about and why that I kind of do what I do and the way I do what I'm doing here. So yeah, this could be good. Boy, y'all are just piling in here. Yeah, I'm doing good over here. California, Indiana, Germany, man, y'all everywhere. So obviously a good time in the middle of the week to be looking at banjo stuff. And I didn't really get in. I set out stands for other stuff, and I got one banjo out, and I went live. So that's kind of where we are at this point. Jiggle the camera around here just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. That's a little better. Michigan, France. Bonjour. Let's see. Moab, Utah, Holland. Wow. Play us something. Well, I don't know. Let's see. If you've gone through my beginners lessons, you know, it's like stay off the couch. I'm on the couch. I can't help it. I can't help it. I got this big window in the front room that gives me some nice light. So yeah, I'm on the couch today. I'm bad, but you know, that's a sheer case of do as I say and not as I do. Hey Eric, up in Etowah. Well, hey neighbor. You know, I make one turn and I can go just straight north there to Etowah, just right off of Highway 411 down here in Georgia. So not too far. Where are the cats? Well, I got two cats in the big window, one over here in my recliner. That's the reason I'm on the couch. And I'm sure they'll make an appearance here before too long. A couple of them are outside, I reckon. I don't know, I lose track of them. There's just too many. Hello, over in Spain. Knoxville, yeah. Y'all are going quick, so if I missed you, I'm sorry. But yeah, some of you play it. It's cool that y'all have been able to make some use out of my lessons. That means a lot to me, and you know I really put a lot of thought into them. Hang on, I'll show y'all something. So, you know, I really didn't invent this. I didn't invent the banjo. Be right back. Oh, I'm still here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this isn't it. This is, hold on. Huh. Nothing like leaving, just walking out of frame. So when I was learning to play, I found this book at a music store, and it was by a guy named Lee Elliott. And my copy of this book just absolutely got thrashed. I mean, and I've got it over there on the shelf somewhere, but I made copies, laminated it, and stuck it in a notebook so I would have it. But it's called a Bluegrass 5-string banjo method, and Lee did this thing. Hang on, let me. There we go. Slide that down. Hey, I'm a talking hand video now. But so Lee did this thing, and it's, he did it with a typewriter. This was done back in the 70s. There's glare. There's Lee. He's a little older now. He's still out there. Hey, Lee, if you're watching, man, you just don't know what this book meant to me. It showed you some basic chords and it had a little bit of tab in it. But what Lee did is he gave you some of those instructions, and then so each little song he give you like a little cookbook method. So it's like alternating thumb roll off the 3rd string at the 4th fret, and then an alternating thumb roll. And so he gave you just this little bits and pieces to go through these songs. And some of the songs he put in the book were, like, okay, here's Mountain Dew, and there's the words, and then there's the instructions, but there's no tab. And so this book really, come back. Hey, there we are. So back in the 70s when I was learning to play, that book made a huge impact on me. And Lee's out there somewhere, man. So I appreciate Lee doing this. And I don't know where I'd have been without it. So the way I teach is pretty much the way I learned, except without the book. And so as you go through, I say this to students all the time. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't teach you techniques to show you songs. I show you songs to teach you techniques. So we didn't learn to do this slide. Let's see, let me back y'all up here. This is going to be crazy and probably noisy. But we didn't do, so when we were playing Cripple Creek, so we didn't learn that so we could play Cripple Creek. We learned Cripple Creek so we could play that lick. So that lick is in flipping everything. I mean, it's everywhere. So think of a song. I'll Fly Away. Some glad morning when this life is over. We can just put that all in that. There's a well-beaten path on this old. We can do Blue Ridge Cabin Home. I mean, there's all of these songs that utilize that lick, and so when I teach you these techniques in the songs, it's important to understand that it's not just for Cripple Creek, or it's not just a lick we're going to use in Boil Them Cabbage Down or anything else. We're going to take those licks and they're going to be modular, and we're going to use them. We're going to use them everywhere. So that's a big deal to me, and that's something that I kind of want everybody to kind of get an idea. So let's see some questions here, I think. Oh, thank you, Miguel. Let's see. Denver. Tracy, no, it wasn't just to bruise your social finger, man, but boy, social finger gets a lot of work on that slide. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna show you stuff to bruise all your fingers. But all these little licks and stuff, they break up. Well, show the strings a little more, Don. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I shoot this thing with my cell phone, so it's not like I've got. Obviously, I don't have a studio. I'm shooting with my cell phone. I can shoot with a light that I've got, and here's another thing. Here's another thing, and I hear a lot of y'all, you know, and a lot of folks. And I'm not picking on you, I promise, but a lot of people say I'm a visual learner. Well, sorry, man. Banjo is noise. It's audio. It's audio thing. I mean, we listen to it, and so you're going to have to really finally figure out how to learn by listening. Because I mean, that's the point. We don't watch banjo play, and we listen to it. And it would be like me going to a painting class and say, "Could you give me a recording of that so I could work on that painting by sound?" I mean, you paint with your eyes, and so we play with our ears, and so it's super important. And so, yeah, I mean, maybe if I had a little better studio setup, and you could get a real good view of exactly every finger, and you know, I could record everything at 60 frames a second, and then, yeah, maybe then maybe you could see all the mechanics a little better. But you know, when I was learning, I didn't have any of that. I had Flat and Scruggs albums and record player, and I just had I couldn't watch him. All I could do was listen. So it's pretty important to listen. I should be tuned pretty close to standard. Let's see. I haven't checked with my tuner today. I might be a little sharp, but I'm tuned. It should be tuned close to standard, but we'll put it. I don't know how I wound up sharp. I just tuned up. Did not use my tuner, so. But yeah, I'm tuning standard tuning, just D, G, B, D, and G on the 5. So that's what's my favorite lick? Oh man, I don't know. That one recently is my favorite lick. So let me play that for you slow. So I did a video a while back. It's a 3-for-1 lick, and you know, so it's this lick. That's what I get for trusting my tuner. So, but it was a 3-for-1 lick, and so this is based on that, and it's, let's see. Slowly. If you're in tune, keep on tuning. You'll be out of tune and everything will be okay. All the jokes are true, man. So that's my favorite lick right now. So yeah, so it's based on that 302 lick that I did a video on. So we're just moving that E note kind of to the end. So yeah, it's kind of my favorite lick. Hey, Severed. Oh, you're working. Yeah. Essential employee, I take it. Yeah, my son is an essential employee, so he's working today. Oh, who won the banjo? Shoot, name slips me, but I posted it on my Instagram. If y'all are on Instagram, Follow me over there on Instagram too. You can find me. Just look up Jim Pankey or Wild Jimbo. At Wild Jimbo is my username on Instagram, and I posted the winner of that. So yeah. Could I make an El Comanchero demo? I probably could, but I probably won't. It's just not, here, so a little more my philosophy, I get requests for songs all the time, but here's my thing. So I did the 10 lesson series. So you go through those. And I really want you to assimilate all of that stuff. Get it in your head to where you're not having to think about it. And then as you do that, as you polish all of that, polish the heck out of it. Get it to where you can just do it without thinking. And then once you can do that, then here's some other songs to look at. And people ask me all the time, what do I do next? What do I do after the 10 lesson series? Well, do this. Find my super simple, and it's the one that says super simple Ballad of Jed Clampett. Do that one next. And then look at my Foggy Mountain Breakdown video. Check that one out. You've got the tools to do it if you've been through the first 10 lessons, both of these. Then maybe tackle Home Sweet Home. You get those kind of done. And then the other stuff you can start to figure out. Because truthfully, I could write everything I know about bluegrass banjo on a business card. You think I'm kidding. But really, I'm not pulling from a ton of information. I've got a lot of experience sticking this stuff together. But as far as having a huge foundation of licks and tricks, man, I just don't have that. I've got a little bit, but not a whole lot. Let's see here. What's some questions? Let's see. Hey Tucker, congrats on learning Cripple Creek. That's amazing. How much later Rocky Top? Really, honestly, you could jump on Rocky Top after you've been through that first. If you go through the first 10 and maybe the Ballad of Jed and Foggy Mountain Breakdown, go ahead and tackle Rocky Top. What the heck? It's not going to be, especially the version that I've got out here. You'll be able to jump into that. Please teach you how to play the Bonanza song. Oh man. Gee, I don't know. I've got a tab for that, and I used to play it. It was something that I monkeyed around with for a little while. But man, I don't know if I've ever. Listen. That's just me messing around, but so not really a great banjo song, but Banjo Boomer plans to come to play in Ireland again. Man, I'd come next week. Book me some shows, man. I will be right there. Let's see, Merle Monroe. No, I'm not familiar with him. Let's see. Mark, no, I'm not scheduled to John C. Campbell this year. I did a class. Let's see, the last banjo class I did was back in the end of September, and I am not scheduled for another banjo class at John C. Campbell in 2020. So I do have a ukulele class coming up, but that's the only thing I've got scheduled in 2020 at John C. Campbell. Man, I wish I had something. Let's see. Eric, that's cool. Yeah, I look at beginner stuff all the time, and I figure things out. More improv. Jeff, trying to do more improv. Any quick tips? Yeah, just take the stuff you know and and try to make it fit. Don't really stress over it a whole lot. You know, just try to figure out licks you know. And so if there's a song, you know, hunt those melodies first. That's a big deal, and then try to create. You know, put it with a song. And so I don't know. Let's think of something dumb that I've never sung before. So like in Foggy Mountain Breakdown, you know, or let's do Cripple Creek. So improv. We're going to improv on Cripple Creek. So you know. Well, so do a couple slides. Add a pull off. Just take licks you know and add other. One of the things I used to do as a kid, when I was learning to play, I would take Cripple Creek. And I learned it, you know, just kind of like I taught y'all. And then I said to myself, Jim, what if you suddenly forgot how to do an alternating roll? Now what? And it's like, dang, I can't play Cripple Creek anymore. And it's like, well, I bet I can. I bet I can. And hang on to that thought. Somebody asked, what do you want me to teach? What was it? I missed something. Hey, Luke and Kenneth, what? I don't know, man. And then, and then Tommy's talking about checking the corn option for the slide part. So, but in Cripple Creek, if suddenly you didn't have, if you didn't have an alternate roll. What if you could only do a forward roll? That's using the forward roll. Still Cripple Creek. Going up Cripple Creek, going in a run, going up Cripple Creek to have a little fun. Well, Randall, we could have dinner. Oh, Rank Stranger. Oh man. So the thing about Rank Stranger is, hey, it's a 3/4 song, so it's in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I wandered again to my home in the mountains. So, and there's really not a banjo break to it if you listen to the Stanley Brothers. But if you can do a forward roll, so and in whatever key that you sing it in, so Ethan, the first song to learn on the banjo, go to Do My 10 Lessons series. Find that out there. It's going to be Cripple Creek, and just trust me, that's. You can learn other stuff, but that's the one I'm going to teach you. But so Rank Stranger, if you can do a forward roll, and I'm just doing 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I do play by ear. So 3, 2, 1. So I'm holding a G chord at the 7, 8, 9. You can hold it any way you want to, and it's just 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. I'll scooch my banjo up here a little bit where you can see. Hey, I can tell you what, y'all don't need to see you can just see my hands at this point. So it's just 3, 2, 1. And so, and gosh, Ralph used that lick to start off a couple of songs, but you can put it in Rank Stranger. I wandered again to my home in the mountains, where youth's early dawn I was happy and free. So it's just a forward roll. You're gonna play through that whole thing, and Stanley Brothers do that in Stone Walls and Steel Bars too. Stone walls and steel bars, love on my mind. I'm a three-time loser, I'm long gone this time. Preferably in tune, but hey, you get what you get with a live stream with Jimbo. Somebody disliked it. That's okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I don't mind. Seriously, I really don't. Let's see. Do you need to play with picks? Well, let's talk about picks. Here, let's do a little experiment. So, here's with picks. All right, here's without picks. So, no, you don't have to use them. But man, I really do recommend them. Hey, so while we're talking about picks, boy, we're random as heck. But people ask me all the time, Jim, what? Well, yeah, keep the picks. Yeah, right, Tracy. People ask me all the time, what picks do you use? I am using, these are the Ernie Ball Focus. Yeah, they're the Ernie Ball Picky Picks. And you see they're kind of pointed on the end. And I don't know if I can make them focus. There we go, maybe. I don't know. But the Ernie Ball Picky Picks, and they're cheap. So little story about the picks. I had used Dunlop finger picks. That was the first picks I got were a set of Dunlop picks, and I was at a contest. I remember exactly where I was. We used to have these little fiddle contests and banjo contests around in Chattanooga and Dalton, and so this was at Northgate Mall in Chattanooga. It was just the indoor picking contest, and I had a guy come by and said, "Hey man, you ought to try these Ernie Ball picks," and he gave me a set. And I put them on my fingers and I tried them. I thought, man, these things are awful, and I hated them. And I took them off and I threw them in my case and I left them in my case, and I went back to using my Dunlop finger picks. Well, I was in Virginia with family, and just up there for a little while, and of course always took my banjo everywhere I went, and I dropped a finger pick, as we all have done. We dropped a pick, and in the process of finding my pick that I dropped, I stepped on it, and I mashed it flat. I mean, it was flat. And so I thought, well, it's metal, I'll just straighten it out. Well, when I straightened it out, it broke. The pick just broke, and it's like, dang, I'm missing a finger pick now. And it's like, I can't play two finger, and I need another finger pick. Well, the only other picks I had in my case were these Ernie Ball finger picks. Well, I guess I'm using these Ernie Ball picks. So for the rest of the time I was up there, those were the picks I had. Well, after a day or two, I got used to them. And that would have been probably about 1981 or so. And they're the picks I've been using ever since. I buy them in bulk. I tend to wear them out. They're a little softer. They're a little softer metal than the Dunlops, and so they do wear out. And it's about time for me to replace these. They're looking a little worn at this point, and I'll replace them. But I think the only way you can buy them now is in a little pack of 12 or 24 or something. I mean, there's a bunch of them. And you think, man, I'll never use that many, and so that's what I use now. Thumb pick. The This is Blue Chip thumb pick number 2. Matt at Blue Chip gave me one of these picks, one of these thumb picks, several years ago, right when he first started making these Blue Chip picks. He said, try this, see if you like it, and let me know. And so he gave me one, and I used that pick for a long time, and it really never showed any wear. I mean, I was going through like a plastic celluloid thumb pick. I was going through like one a month, and if they weren't wearing down too thin or got scratchy, they would break right there at the hip. And so I was going through a bunch of those, and so I kept that original Blue Chip that Matt gave me for a long time, and I dropped it in another. Hey, I dropped my pick story. I dropped it in a field. We played a show, and there behind the stage, it hadn't really been mowed, and I dropped my picks, and it was gone. And I mean, I was standing right there, and we looked, and my guitar player, Roy, he went back out the next day with a metal detector looking for them, because, Blue Chip thumb pick, they're about $40. It's a lot of money. And so I had to replace it. And so I've been a little extra, been a little extra careful with this one now. So it's, but considering that, I was going through about a pick a month, it's more than paid for itself. Let's get back over here to the questions. I'm sorry I've missed, let's see. Yeah, Trooper, about your hands getting tired. Yeah, just go at it slow. Don't try to play a whole lot during the day. Play a little bit along. Don't play, don't play extended time. Just build your stamina up. It'll get better. Could I go over the second half of shucking the corn? Do I have a video on shucking the corn? Man, I don't know. There's 315. Well, now counting this one, this will be 316 videos out there, and most of them are banjo. And I think, man, I should do a Pike County breakdown video. And then but before I do them, I check now to make sure I hadn't done them before, because I've duplicated stuff. So there might be a shucking the corn out there. Yeah. Oh, and just do I play any other instruments? Brylan, yeah, I play guitar, I play ukulele, I play mandolin. I've tortured folks with the Dobro and a variety of other things. Let's see. Luke, yeah, this stream, I'll post it to the channel. I'm not going to do all of this and just let her sit out here. We'll definitely post it. Let's see here. What can I do? Let's see what you got here. We should social distance like this more. Yeah, maybe so. James McMahon, played Irish tenor banjo for years, picked up a 5-string following your lessons. Well, great. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be part of your process. Let's see. All right, good luck with those picky picks, man. One of the things I used to see, there was one of the moderators, shall remain nameless, and then there was, and it was on a website that about banjos, and it was a place you could hang out. Always said that no, don't use these picky picks. You can't get good tone with them, and so beware. Your tone could stink like mine. So there's a few of us out here in the world that use these. A buddy of mine up in West Virginia, Calvin Laporte, he played with the Rarely Heard, so look them up. Calvin uses the picky picks. There's some of us out here that use these things. I'm pretty happy with them. Hey, Calvin, I was just talking about you. Hey, y'all say hi to Calvin Laporte. That's a serious picker. Man, yeah. Calvin's a picky pick user just like me. We've got our own club. Let's see. Yeah, the Trooper, the song that I just played through at a very stately tempo is a song called Silver Eagle. And it's a Earl Scruggs tune. It's on a Scruggs Review album called Rockin' Around the Country, or Rockin' Across the Country. I can't remember, but it's a Scruggs Review tune. It's a great tune, and definitely worth checking out Earl's version of that. And I might do a video on that. It's got a couple little twists in it. Just the beat part is not going to be a whole lot of fun to teach, because it's just a lot of banjo noise and not a lot of meat to it. But yeah, definitely check out the Scruggs Review version of that. Let's see. Hey, Dave Down Under. Ingo, what would, let's see, can you teach us? I don't know. Can I? I've been trying. Am I from Oklahoma? No, I'm from Georgia. James, I know like 5 rolls. I really don't know a lot of roll patterns. Here's the roll patterns I know. And did I practice them? Maybe a little. I know an alternating roll. Here we go. There we go. So I know alternating roll. I know that one. I know a forward and reverse roll. I know a forward roll. I know a backwards roll. And I know a Dillard roll. There I am. And that's about it. And I practiced them enough that I kind of got them down just a little bit. Yeah, Dillard roll is just 1 2 1 5. So 1 2 1 5. And that's pretty much it. Bobby, tips for beginning players. Yeah, well, you just play a bunch, man. And just go through my beginner series and just take it a step at a time, and don't rush. Don't rush. Let's see. Do I know the chords for Take It Easy? I don't know that I've ever... I've probably played along with it, but yeah, I mean, Google's your friend, man. It's just... And Bernie Leadon's a heck of a banjo player, and if I recall that correctly, it's just a bunch of forward rolls. So I bet you can figure it out. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry for the dead air here. Any advice for learning to read tabs and sheet music? Don't. I'm thinking don't. Let's see. I understood tab and I figured out a little bit of tab in the beginning because of the Lee Elliott book I showed y'all back at the beginning of the video. But I never really learned to read from tabs. So like if you threw a tab down in front of me and said, hey, play me this, I'm gonna struggle because I really don't read it. I mean, I know what the lines mean, I know what the numbers mean, and I sell a few tabs. I do write them out for you guys occasionally, but I don't learn that way. I learn by listening, and it's one of those things. So as far as tips on learning to read them, man, there again, Google's your friend. There's all sorts of instruction on reading tab, but this is just in short. The lines are the strings, the numbers are the frets. Boom! It doesn't get much simpler than that. As far as reading sheet music, oh lordy, there's a story there. I was probably 30 years old before I ever really applied any of that sheet music or written notation that I learned when I was in elementary school. You know, we all had our little flutophones, and then I played in the little concert band, and I had to learn to read, you know, written music, and I didn't get much beyond Every Good Boy Does Fine. I was probably 29 or 30 years old, and a friend of mine says, hey, can you play these guitar parts for this musical that the theater group is doing? I'm thinking, shoot ya, just send me the music. I'll knock that out. And so he did, and it was all written music. I thought he was going to send me recordings, and I was foolish, but so he sent me actual sheet music. So I wanted to do that musical, so I gave myself a crash course on sight reading music. So yeah, no real tips there. Let's see, tips for using a metronome. Yeah, wow. I don't really do that either. I tend to play, when I was learning to play, I would play along with recordings. So I would put on Flat and Scruggs album or Stanley Brothers or whatever album that I had, and I would play along with that. So I played along with the Foggy Mountain Banjo album. When Earl would take his break, I'd take a break. When the fiddle player would take his break, I'd take a break. And I just play along with all of that. I feel like that learning that way, especially on those older recordings like Flat and Scruggs, you get a little better feel for how music ebbs and flows. As far as a metronome, get one loud enough that you can pick along with and just take your time with it. But yeah, you can practice. I know a lot of folks that practice with a metronome, and I still tend to practice with recordings. Is it normal to struggle with a 3-2 pull off? Well, yeah, most folks do that. So yeah, that 3-2 pull off. Make sure that you've got that index finger locked down, and when you pull off or push off, either way, and don't be in a hurry to pick up that index finger either. Most folks want to get into getting them both out of the way, but leave that finger down. So work on and make that thing super crisp. Boy, that was terrible. Serves me right for diving into a JD lick. But yeah, that 3-2 pull off. Man, I hadn't thought of that lick in forever. So, back up here. Just play your licks. Let's see. Do you think a banjo is just guitar with a coronavirus? It could be. Could be. I can't keep from sounding out my fifth string louder than the others. Do you recommend anything to help? Yeah, James, quit hitting your fifth string so hard. Oh gosh, and I don't mean to be flippant, but if you can hear a problem, it's like I'm hearing pick noise, or I'm hitting my first string too loud, or my index finger doesn't hit as strong as my other fingers. You know, I'm reminded of the Archie Campbell, Doc Campbell thing on Hee Haw, when somebody comes in and says, Doc, it hurts when I do that. And, you know, hit them and say, well, don't do that. And so if you can hear that you've got a problem, I mean, if your fifth string's too loud, or if you got some pick noise, then problem solved. I mean, you're hearing it, so really, really work on that, and you can definitely make that better. Let's see. Sweet Home Alabama. Well, yeah, that's a fine bluegrass jam tune that never comes up ever. You know, I mostly, honest guys, I mostly know bluegrass and country songs. You know, I don't know any Molly Hatchet, or I don't know hardly any Metallica or Leonard Skinner or anything like that. I'm not unfamiliar with those groups, but seriously, I know, you know, old bluegrass and old country stuff for the most part. Wreck of the Old 97. Well, Steve, let me play through that really slow. Eric, Freebird, yeah. You get your lighter out. Well, we don't even do that anymore. We just hold our phone up with a light. So, Wreck of the Old 97. I remember that. If you want social distance, just wear out your banjo shop. Yeah, no kidding. Wreck of the Old 97. You know, this is one. Boy, I haven't played this since forever. So you get what you get. All right, maybe in tune. What would I do with that? So that's kind of sloppy. So let's see. So we go. Give him his orders in Monroe, Virginia. So there's where the melody goes. We could use a Dillard roll there. We go. really slowly through your old 97. For what it's worth. So how do I start a new tune? I just start being able to hum it, you know, and start with the melody and hunt the chords. So generally learning a new song, I need to know the chords first. What chords does it go to? Because if I know the chords, even if I don't know the melody real good, so like old 97, let's go back to that. So I know it goes C, G, D, C, G, D, G. And so I could fake my way through a break. So yeah, chords first generally. Do I write songs? I've written a few little things through the years, but nothing that's ever really, you know, I felt like was really that great. Let's see, who are new artists out there that have good bluegrass banjo sound? Man, there's a ton of them. Yeah, Junior Says, that's a great group. There's a lot. I think I've got Dooley out there, or maybe the intro, and that uses that Dillard roll again. So Dooley, so that Dillard roll, 1 2 1 5. So you could slow that down and make that into something. Let's see. How long did it take to learn to play by ear? I started out playing by ear. I never did play by tab. When I got a banjo, my dad got me. Well, y'all seen the Earl Scruggs book, and back then, you know, you get the book and you could get a record, and so I didn't have the book. But my dad bought me the LP that went with it, and so I just immediately started learning off of that book, or off of the record. I'm sorry, and learned off that record, and just by the sound. So yeah, I started out playing by ear. Thanks, Eli. Yeah, this has been a good banjo. So this is a Recording King. It's a Recording King M5. And it's a USA made one. It's maple, and it's got the longer scale, and I forget exactly what the scale length is. It's a little longer. Being a longer scale, it forces the tailpiece back a little closer to the rim. It makes it a little brighter. It's real. It's real responsive. I don't have to play this one as hard as I do my others. Let's see. Larry showed, yeah, they're Ernie Ball Picky Picks. No, it's not 20. It's just 22 fret. It's just standard 22 fret banjo, but the scale from the bridge to nut is a little longer than whatever the standard scale length is. Is it true that the banjo is one of the hardest instruments in the world to play? Oh gosh, no, I can play it. It can't be that hard. I'll be absolutely honest with you. The hardest, there's two instruments that to me were so hard when I sat down behind them to learn to play. One was a pedal steel guitar. And I've got three good friends that are fantastic pedal players, and they play a pedal steel, and they make it look so easy, and it's not. And that thing was so, it was, I mean, even tuning it was hard. And so the pedal steel was hard. And then the other one for me is drums. Sitting behind a drum kit, I can't dance, so I'm not going to be a drummer for sure. Those two instruments seemed to me way harder. Fiddle seemed hard to me, but banjo came pretty easy to me. Anthony, best song to start with, if you go through my beginner series, definitely check out my 10 lesson series, and you here on YouTube, and I'll start you out with Cripple Creek. And Larry, thanks. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad to help. I'm glad to help. Let's see if I missed anything here. Yeah, there's a ton of y'all out here. Man, 115 of you. That's a bunch. Groundhog tutorial. Oh man, you know, yeah and no. So yeah, I did Groundhog for Groundhog's Day because I wanted to play Groundhog, and I thought, well, it's Groundhog Day, but I play that song, so. But it's different. I'm using a lot of index leads, so that's one of the things. So when I was learning to play, I had some role models based on the recordings that my dad had. So I had a bunch of Flat and Scruggs album, and then I had some Stanley Brothers albums. So I had Earl on one end of the spectrum, and then I had Ralph Stanley over here on the other end of the spectrum. And, you know, most of his stuff was all thumb lead. And then Ralph started his melodies with his index finger a lot of times. And so I'm this weird hybrid of both. And so Groundhog, I mean, I don't even know that I'll tell you what, I'm going to play through it slowly, and y'all can clip this out and find you a way to download this. I think if you subscribe to YouTube, it gives you the ability to download it, but you can slow this thing down, and I'll turn a little bit so you can see, but maybe that'll help you. So it really doesn't, it really doesn't, it doesn't translate well to what I've done as far as my instruction goes. Yeah, Groundhog Day is a thing. It's a big deal. Get with the times. Let's see. Yeah. So the shirt, so there was I got to be part of the staff band for a big Ralph Stanley tribute show at the Grand Ole Opry, so the shirt was part of that. A second beginner series, well, but I taught you everything I knew in the first beginner series. I'm serious, you know, there's to extend that. is doing you guys a disservice. I mean, take that information that I put in those 10 lessons and don't stop there. Take all of that information and break it up and build other tunes. I would buy my son these Lego kits. You know, so I bought him this Lego kit, and it made a pirate ship. And so he sat down and he built that pirate ship. And then he tore it all apart. And then he built other stuff using those same Lego blocks. And so do the same thing with my videos. So seriously, those first 10 lessons, they cover so much. There's so little that I didn't put in those that I use on a regular basis. And so seriously, for me to do a second series, I'm not quite sure where to go from that. I mean, there's a ton of other lessons that I have out here, and yeah, I don't spoon feed them like I did the 10 lesson series, but the 10 lessons is for you guys that are brand new and learning. After you've honestly and truly learned that information, then everything else I show you on the channel, you should have a pretty good understanding of how all that works. So you can do it. Do I play Blackberry Blossom the same as I teach it? No, not really. I did for years, so I teach it like. But I would play it. Play it more melodically when I play it out, yeah. But the E minor part, yeah, man, that's pretty much all the same. Let's see. How Comanchero? No, Miguel. Sorry, man. I haven't played that song in forever, and it's definitely not a beginner's tune. So, I mean, if you're just now getting through the 10 lessons, then El Comanchero should not even be on your menu at this point. Hey, Dimitri in Moscow. Hey, thanks for watching. Let's see. Gentle on My Mind tutorial. Yeah, that's a neat song. Excuse me, noses. Y'all's allergies. My trees in my front yard out here are just blooming like crazy. And so I've been struggling. I mean, if I go outside and sniffle or sneeze, you get the death stare from folks. If you got the virus. Like, no, I don't think anybody in our county has the virus yet. So, what was I gonna play? Shoot, I don't even know. Oh, Gentle on My Mind. I mean, find the chords. Find the chords. You can find the chords online, and always open and your path is free to walk. So just find your chords, and for whatever key for your voice, it's not. I struggle. I play that with the guy out of Chattanooga, Bill McCauley, and so I've done that song a bunch, but it's not one that I probably would never try to teach it. Let's see. Da, da, da. Hey, Chris, thanks for buying my shirt. Eric, man, the Ramblers, the only thing that we've got, and we haven't played together in almost 2 years. Uh, we're all kind of scattered. So James, our mandolin player, he's living in Nashville now, and Josh, our bass player, he's working full time at the fire department in Chattanooga, and so we're just all kind of spread out. And but we will be playing, provided that everything is cool. We are going to be the staff band at the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree in Smithville, Tennessee, 4th of July weekend. And so won't be doing any singing probably, but we'll be playing we'll be playing Ragtime Annie a lot for the dancers. Banjo in the Holla. Yep, Tracy, that's a good one. Do I have merch? Yeah, I do. And you might can find it on, sometimes it comes up under the little bottom thing down here. I've got some t-shirts and stuff through Teespring as a partner with YouTube, and it takes forever to get stuff, but I try to, I don't make hardly anything on those, but it is out there. One of these days I'll do some official shirts that I ship out myself, but right now we're just doing the Teespring thing. It's easier to play after drinking some moonshine. It just depends on how much moonshine. What do you want? The cats have showed up. They're just a bit jealous. Yeah, Tracy, it does. It takes forever. Let's see, what have I missed here? Best way to learn up the neck backup. Bruce, I have got a backup series out here. So if you'll look up Jim Pankey backup banjo, there is a series on YouTube here where I teach some basic backup. But the main thing with learning up the neck backup is just learn your chords, learn your chord shapes. And really, I only use 2 shapes. I use that shape, like an F shape, and then I use like a D shape. That's it. And so I learned where all my G's were. So G, G, and G at 12, G at 17, G up here at 20 or 21. So I learned where all my G's were. And so I learned all of those, and I learned my C's. So I learned all of my shapes, where all they were. But I mean, really, there's 3 major chord shapes. You got and a bar, and that's it. And so learn where all of those are, and practice each of those. Once you get those shapes down, practice your chords and just practice vamping. So for any old song, so I'm just using G. So A, D, back to G. And then I practice singing the songs with them. I know a weenie man, he runs a hot dog stand. He sells most everything from hot dogs on down, down, down. Someday I'll change his life, I'll be his weenie wife. Hot dog, I love that weenie man. Stupid kid song, but I mean any song that you know. Let's see. I'm reading, sorry y'all. Is there a certain role that I fall back on when playing an unfamiliar song? Yep, I fall into a forward roll. So yeah, just 3-1-5, 3-1-5, 3. All right, Bruce, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping in. Cumberland Gap. Yep, you can tighten the head, you can loosen the head, you can do all kind of stuff. Let's talk a little about setup. Hadn't done that yet. How far are we in here? We are in 71 minutes. Wow, guys, we're rocking right along. Hey Neil, you got an M5? Cool. I love my M5. Hey Angela, glad to teach you Cripple Creek. Old Home Place. Did I do a video for Old Home Place? I think I did. But let's see. Old Home Place. And we'll talk about setup a little bit. Let's see. How do I remember all the different songs? Well, that's a good question. I don't. I mean, I know songs. So somebody said Old Home Place. I know Old Home Place. I know the song. It's been 10 long years since I left my home in a holler where I was born. So I know I can sing the song, but I don't have a right hand pattern or roll patterns or any of that memorized. It's just something I just play those basic techniques that I taught y'all in the beginner series and turn it into the song. So can I play Rocky Top? I can and mercifully won't. But I do have a lesson on it. There is a lesson on Rocky Top. Let's see. Do you prefer having a beard or no beard? Random question. Man, I love my beard. I've had a beard on and off since I was 18 years old. I mean, as soon as I figured out that it would turn into a beard, I just quit shaving. And so that was, yeah, so I like my beard. I kind of like that it turned white. I've played Santa Claus for a few years now. Wintertime, I let it grow out a little longer. I try to keep it trimmed up a little bit in the summer. But yeah, I like having my beard. Favorite song? I don't know. They come and go. Favorite banjo strings? I don't have any. I use a light gauge set, just a standard light, like a Vega lights. What used to be the Vega lights. I think they come in a Martin pack now, and they still say Vega on them, but it's just standard Vega light. And then I'll use the Dario set that's the same gauge. And honestly, I don't. Hang on, I'll go grab what I use and show you all that. Don't go nowhere. I'm about to walk away. I will be right back. You will see me in the background, maybe. Here I go. Let's see. Grab the strings out of the case. Hey. Well, shucks, y'all. I've got one set. I need to buy strings. I think the other set is in the car. But, yeah, so it's just the Dario set, and this is I think they've changed the packaging since then, but the gauges, they're, that's the gauges. 9, 10, 13, 20, and 9. So that's what I use. And people ask me, what kind of strings do you use? Banjo strings. That's pretty much what I use. Let's see. Tracy, that's cool. I'm glad you got your shirt. Yeah, Alan, I got the Hurl. We did a tour of Ireland back in, well, I've done two different shows in Ireland, 2 different groups, but back in 2012, I tried to bring home souvenirs for the family, and so I was trying to pick up something for my son, and I thought, what could I get him? So I got him the Hurl and the Schlitter ball, and I thought, what could be more Irish than that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing could be more Irish than that, other than maybe a pint of Guinness, and he was 12, so. Yeah, Duck Boy, I've heard of that brand, and hey, I promise you it's probably better than what I started on. It will get the job done. Can I play the third man? What is the third man? I don't know that one. I don't know that one. You have to send me a link. How long have I been playing? Long enough that it's embarrassing to almost say, because I should be a whole lot better than I am. I started playing the banjo in 1977. So how long is that? Forever. I should be like really good. Alan, yeah, it is. It's great for social distancing. No, I don't know Galway Girl, Hugo, man. I'm sorry. Say I was talking earlier. I mostly know old bluegrass standards and stuff. I mean, Platt and Scruggs, maybe. Reno and Smiley, maybe. Anything more modern than Seldom Seen, probably not. Tom Dooley. No, I haven't. But you know, here, let's play some Tom Dooley just for. Do I know any steel drivers? I know Brent that plays with them, but that's about it. No, I probably don't know any steel drivers unless they, are playing stuff that's old standard bluegrass. So Tom Dooley, I would play something like. Made-up version on the fly of that. Wabash Cannonball. That's another one I really don't play. And I don't know if that Skaggs tune, 1 Corinthians 1:18, I really don't know that. And Pike County Breakdown, I do have a lesson on Pike County Breakdown out there on that, so that's something that you can track down. Let's see. Can I play Tom Dooley like Eddie Adcock? Shoot, I can't even play it like me, much less Eddie Adcock. He's amazing. Probably won't do Green Grass at Home. I mean, it really doesn't. It's really not much of a really not much of a banjo tune. I mean, if I had my guitar here, I could sing you a verse of it, but it's, what are my cats' names? I have, running around here in the floor at the moment is Missy and Smokey, and then laying up in the big window is Tori. Petey is wandering around here in the background, and Hobbs is outside. And I think that's the extent of it. Now, that, as the outside cats go, there's more of those than I care to count. Yeah, I played a little bit of Rank Stranger earlier, so jump back in after this thing goes live, and you'll hear a little about that. How many banjos do I have? I don't know. Let's see. I got the M5, the Recording King M5. I've got my RK35, another Recording King. I've got my Stelling. I've got my Ramsey. I've got another Ramsey. I've got an old Dobson. What's that? That's 6. I've got a little piccolo banjo. That's 7. I've got another little tiny banjo. That's 8. I don't know, maybe 8 or 9. I don't know. I quit counting. Let's see. Neil, I've had some old banjos in the past. I've just always just kind of been, I'm hard on equipment, and I just kind of treat them like a tool, so it doesn't pay for me to have anything collectible for sure. Any jazzy banjo tunes? Yeah, no, I don't. I used to play a little bit of stuff like that. Joseph, I don't have a lesson for Bonanza. I do have it in one of my tab books, but I probably won't ever do a lesson for that. Let's see. Practice for scales, melodic, chord shapes. Yeah, just find your scales. I think Eli Gilbert did a video just recently. Check out his channel, but he talks about scales. And Jody Hughes, check out Jody's channel too. He covers a lot of that as well. I mean, I don't play a lot of melodic stuff, but you know, hunt your scales. You know, find those, but I really don't do a lot of that. Not anymore. I used to. Well, the thumb pick. All right, so it's got a metal band, but the pick is kind of a plastic thing. And so I like the metal. It doesn't stretch when it gets warm. So, I mean, I've had this on for over an hour, basically, and it's still the same tightness that it was when I started. So, yeah, that's the big reason on that. And the plastic, or whatever this blue chip material is, it seems to wear pretty well, and it's really slick. But Pro Pick makes one too that's a metal band with a plastic tip, and those are pretty nice. No, I don't know any Irish folk songs. Let's see. Favorite warm-up for practicing rolls? I usually just play a song. I don't really practice rolls much anymore, but you know, like the go-to would be something like Fireball Mail. I usually just warm up playing songs at a moderate tempo. No, I don't really do Grandma's Feather Bed. I'm familiar with it. Let's see. Yeah, Pope, a lot of folks do have allergic reaction to the nickel. Find you some stainless finger picks instead of the plastic ones. I think you'll be real happy with it. You may have found videos of Trevor Holder on my channel, and if you haven't found Trevor, just type his name, Trevor Holder Banjo, and you can see some of his videos. And he's an amazing picker, but he's got a nickel allergy as well, and so he wound up using some stainless finger picks, and he even replaced his armrest with a wooden armrest that he got from Tom Neckful. So that'll help too with that. Bubba G, I don't do Skype lessons, man. It's so awkward. I mean, it really is. I tried. I had a buddy of mine out in Texas that, and we tried it a few times, and wow, it was even with a close friend, it was just so awkward for me. For some, I'm a reach out and touch you and move your fingers kind of teacher in real life, so it's awkward for me. Pull off or push off? Yes, I do both. And most of the time I pull off though. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know Harley Benton's banjos, but there's a lot of good makers out there. There's a lot of good makers. Let me see if I've missed anything. Excuse me while I scroll a little bit here. Yeah, so John Erickson asked what to do after excuse me, y'all, my nose, after that first series, and so I'll say this again, and I've said it before. So go through the 10 lesson series, and then look for my super simple Ballad of Jed Clampett. Look for that one, and then look for the Foggy Mountain Breakdown and Home Sweet Home. Those things will cover a lot of material for you. And if you get, and then pretty much everything else I've got out there is fair game. I think you can do it, but take your time. But be sure that you really understand those first 10 lessons. Let's see. I think I have. Okay. All right, guys. Wow. So we've got 116 here. Oh, the tuning thing on the headstock. Yeah, so here, let me show you that. So these are cheetah keys, and I have a, okay, hang on. I've got a banjo with, let's see how quickly I can do this. So detuners, there's a variety of these things out here. Let's see, get a case. I hope this is the right case. Like my Jiffy Pop bag. So when I traveled a little bit, and it's nice to put the instrument in some sort of protective case from the elements, and so that case really helps. So this banjo probably won't be in tune. Throw this out of the way. So when I started out learning, I wanted to play those Scruggs tunes, and let's see, this banjo's in tune. And I'll show you the two different types of detuners. So this one has, see these tuners with a little extra knobs and stuff on them. So let me set these real quick. I think that's right. They're not going to be great. So it's got the little screws there that stop the tuner. So it's tuning, I'm tuning the strings up and down, but there's a place where they stop. All right, So that's the standard Keith tuners. Bill Keith came up with that. Him and the guy named Dan Bump. And this banjo, it's one of Gary Price's banjos from the early 80s. I've had it a long time. Check it out. Again, maple. That's a California quilted. Pretty cool piece. And then these have Doc, the pinion on the Schaller versus the Keiths. I've had both. The Keiths just seem to work a little better. The Schallers are okay, and they will do. And the first ones I ever had, I guess, were the Schallers. So here is, let's see. This is the Cheetah keys, and they just mount on the headstock, and they're kind of ugly, but you know, I don't really care. And these, they bend the string. So let's see here. Show you. So you can see watch that little piece right there. You can see it move. And with these, if your banjo gets a little out of tune, then you can, you can fix it. Whereas with the Keith tuners, if your banjo gets out of tune a little bit, then you have to unset them and reset them. And you get a little quicker with them, but with these, you never have to mess with them. And you can break a string and that way, and put a new string on, and the tuner is still pretty much set. Chris in Seattle, I use banjo strings. Light gauge, pretty much any brand. But yeah, Kip, it's a nifty thing. I love them, and I find with these I'll use them in just about everything. I can use them in Cripple Creek. Use them in Ballad of Jed Clampett. Let's see. It's a little sloppy, but you know, you get the idea. But hey, thanks for stopping in, man. Come back later and watch the rest of it as soon as it goes out there onto the YouTube. Benefit of these narrow picks like this, just the benefit is that's what I'm used to. I don't know that there's any benefit or anything. It's just, you know, it's what I got used to picking with. I mean, there's no right or wrong on that. You just kind of, John Erickson, how important is learning tabs? Man, I just didn't. I mean, I guess I know I've got tabs out there for sale, and but really, honestly, you don't need to learn them. Just play your banjo. Hey, AJ in Oregon. Let's see here. All right. About to get warmed up. I hadn't played today until I started this video, so y'all get to hear me warm up. Yeah, I'm sloppy this morning or afternoon. What time is it? Oh, it's 2:40. Well, let's see. Play Jerusalem Ridge. No. How about that? I just, it's just not a tune that I play that often enough to just to be able to just to render that from out of the blue. Let's see. Yeah. I am on the Banjo Hangout from time to time. Not as much as I used to be. Let's see. Let's see. Originals? Oh gosh, probably not. Nothing I've played in forever. Lonesome Moonlight Waltz. No, man, I'm like the world's worst jukebox. I'll be honest with you. Let's see. The one I just played is called Cowboys and Indians. It's a Bill Emerson tune, and I've got a lesson on it as well. Play Reuben. Yeah. Let's see. Does your presto tailpiece rest on the tension hoop or just above? Oh yeah, it's just a fuzz above. It's not resting. I mean, you can kind of see there. It's just a little bit above. Nothing special. Reuben, I will play that. Johnny Cash. Well, don't know a lot of Johnny Cash banjo songs. I really don't. I mean, I do have a lesson on Ring of Fire, and that's probably about it. Let's see. Play Earl's Breakdown. Hey, David, you got your song. Let's see. Was going to talk a little about setup. Somebody asked about my tailpiece, and yeah, it's just a little above. you can see kind of where that's at. I really don't spend a lot of time. Head tension is about there. What is that? I don't know. I don't care. I tighten it up until it sounds good. String action, it's about 1/8 of an inch at the 12th fret. So 12th fret's right about there. So strings are about 1/8 of an inch off the fingerboard at the 12th fret. That lets me bend them a little bit easier, and I don't do much as far as setup. I just kind of play. So. Have I tried different bridge heights? Yeah, I have, but mostly I think that's a 5/8. 5/8, 11/16. Those are fine. I've used as high as a 3/4, but Ryan, why would I say Ryan Frolic? I do. And Harrison, nah, I probably won't play Jerusalem Ridge. It's just not a song I play. One I've played in forever, so no, I don't know any Gnome Pekelny, and Gnome he's not even human. So and Harrison, seriously, I'm not gonna play that. Let's see. So here's the thing, guys. As you're going through these lessons and the things that I've put out here, and this is kind of me closing up, don't, while I'm teaching songs, I'm not. I'm using songs to teach you techniques that you can use anywhere. So I teach Foggy Mountain Breakdown to teach you a specific technique. I teach you Home Sweet Home to teach you a specific technique. Just like I taught you Cripple Creek to teach you a specific technique. And those techniques are not specific to Cripple Creek or specific to Home Sweet Home. So like in Home Sweet Home, I taught you that so you would learn this reverse roll or backwards roll. So you learn that reverse roll. And it's not specific to Home Sweet Home. It's for it's for any song that you need that sound in. So that's I mean, hang on. Oh yeah. All right, sorry. Trying to scroll and see what other kind of questions. Hey, Banjo Boomer, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad she's still picking. But yeah, y'all keep on. Hey, one little story, and sad story. When I was a kid in the 70s, we was sitting at home, you know, watching TV, and we watched Hee Haw, and there was a picker on there. He was a kid. He was my age, Jimmy Henley, and Jimmy was an amazing picker. And Mom and Dad always said, when you get as good as Jimmy Henley, we'll get you a master tone. And Well, I never got as good as Jimmy, and though I still try, but I'm old enough now to be happy with playing like I play, but just just so glad to have been inspired by him. Jimmy passed away this past Sunday, so rest in peace, another great picker. So kind of a bummer for me today. I found out today about it. So. But you know, there's all kind of pickers in the world, and there's lots of folks that you can learn from. Let's see. Yeah, Pete, I started playing in 1977. So let's see. What can I go out of here on? What can I go out of here on? Let's see. There's you some John Henry. All right. Well, folks, thanks for stopping in. We've been at this way longer than I ever intended to, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And thanks for coming out to this live stream and hanging out with me this afternoon. We've had a good time, or I have. Thanks for listening to me stumble around, pretend like I don't know how to play. Today has been a struggle, but at least you got to hear me warm up, and so it's, you know, just happy little banjo notes. You know, no mistakes, just happy accidents, I guess. So y'all be safe and be good, y'all. I'm gonna hit the button right about now. See y'all. Bye.